Hi, this is Chris Freeberg, economist and owner of Making Ends Meet, an economics practice devoted to helping people plan and achieve their life savings. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video of the HWD Productivity and Project Management app for real estate brokers. HWD stands for How We Did, How We're Doing, and How We'll Do. Since here in Washington, state agents are now called brokers, but in most other states they're still called agents, let me clarify what is meant here by the term broker. In short, I'm keeping the old meaning. So for purposes of this presentation, broker means not just a salesperson, but a leader who needs to supervise, coordinate, train, guide, support, and encourage others, not just prospect, sell, and manage their own book of business. For those kinds of needs, please have a look at the HWD app for real estate professionals. I designed the HWD app for brokers to do precisely that. Here's how it works. As you can see from the tables here in the nav bar, the HWD app for brokers deals with staff, clients, transactions, files related to those transactions, tasks, and progress. One nice feature about this app is that you don't have to manage them separately. It brings them all together for you in some really helpful ways. It all comes together here on the home page where you plan your work and you work your plan. The Plan Your Work button creates a new task, and the Work Your Plan button creates a new step or block of your day in the progress table when you make progress on your tasks. If you've ever read Gary Keller and Jay Papasan's book, The One Thing, you know how important time blocking is. One of the many advantages of the whole suite of HWD productivity and project management apps is that by organizing progress into steps or blocks of time, they support and encourage this highly effective, focused, and efficient way of working. Speaking of focus, in this video I'm going to focus on a really cool task management feature I developed from my years of military experience, both in the Marine Corps and the Army. You see, in the military we have this thing called backward planning. It's how World War II was won. It's why D-Day was called D-Day. Instead of starting from the present and planning forward like on a Gantt chart for project management, you start with the objective and plan backward. I use that same method here also in the Lifetime Savings Plan, which you can get free of charge, using the simple or thorough methods. In the context of a real estate transaction, the objective is obviously closing the sale. So we work off the expected closing date, which you can see both here in the transactions table and here in the individual transaction record. Notice also how in the transaction record we have areas for file storage, tasks, and progress, accomplishing those tasks. In this video, we're going to focus on tasks. As you can see here, in each task we use backward planning to determine when it should be done. So for example, we're saying the home inspection should happen 20 days in advance of the closing date. Since the closing date is March 1, the home inspection expected date is February 10. And if I were to change the closing date in this transaction, the dates of all its tasks would adjust according to the timing rules set in the days before and after fields. As a real estate professional, you know that there's a lot of work that goes into a successful transaction, most of which clients neither see nor appreciate. You definitely earn your money, but most of that work is behind the scenes. Depending on its complexity, one transaction may require between 10 and 30 tasks, both preparation and follow-up. Now, if you were only managing one transaction, all of this would be an intuitive no-brainer, but you're not, right? To really succeed in this business, you're juggling a huge number of transactions, each with its own set of 10 to 30 tasks. And if you're a broker, by foreseeing needs and filling them, your job is to know what's going on so that you can support all of it, doing everything you possibly can to help your agents be successful. The HWD app for brokers helps you do that by easily scheduling expected dates for all tasks, for all transactions, for all staff, and organizing them sequentially, providing in essence a total game plan for your whole business that can be sorted, filtered, summarized, delegated, tracked, communicated, and supported continuously. And what's really cool is you don't have to figure out the prep and follow-up for each transaction. You can develop a template, clone it, then modify the clone according to its own distinctions. In other words, you don't have to plan a new transaction from scratch. You only need to deal with what's different about them. Here's how it works. First of all, create a template or typical model transaction. Here I've named it AAA template. The AAA is simply to keep it at the top of the list. In this transaction, you can see how it consists of a client's name, description, price, commission, contract date, and closing date. That's it. Once you've created a transaction record, the next thing we do is build its tasks, specifying when in relation to the closing date we need to get them done. As you can see, for the sake of simple illustration, I only have 5 tasks for this transaction, from scheduling a home inspection a month before to checking in on the buyers a month after to see how they're doing and request referrals. Here are the days before and after the closing date. There's the closing date, and there are expected dates for each task. Notice also how we can estimate how much time each task should take. When it's done, we'll also know how long it actually took and be able to notice the difference. We can even automatically allocate transaction commission income to each task proportionate to time. All versions of the HWD app are designed to do this and determine contribution margin, which you can see is presented here by task and per hour. When these tasks are actually done over here in the progress table, expenses are captured and profitability is determined in all kinds of interesting and helpful ways. Once you've built your tasks for a typical transaction in your template, here's the really cool part. You can clone it. Watch. First, I come over here to the transactions table. I click the clone button. And boom. See that? Now let's go to the transaction. See there? It's called copy of. Now I just edit it. I'll rename it and call it real transaction number 1. And I'll enter its particulars. Let's say this is a $500,000 house with a $30,000 commission, closing on August 1. And save it. Now watch what happens. If I open its tasks section, you can see all the tasks are there and scheduled when they should be relative to that August 1 closing date, and that the $30,000 commission has been allocated to them. This is the view of one transaction, which, as we said, if were all you had to manage, would be a no-brainer, but we're not. We want to be a busy, successful business managing hundreds of transactions, so let's go over here to the tasks table to see all our tasks are lining up. See there? Now, tasks for both transactions appear sorted in sequential order by expected date. Now, imagine what would happen if instead of 2 transactions, we had 200 or 2,000 in here. That's a very busy, profitable business with a lot going on. This can help you get there, understand and delegate your workload, and help you stay on track. It's an airtight system, totally proactive and on the ball. There's much more. No matter how busy you get, from all these tables we can filter, sort, group, and summarize in both reports and charts on a dashboard that can help you keep your wits, stay on top of your game, take excellent care of your clients, win their trust, repeat business and referrals, sleep soundly, and relax. That's it for this video. I just wanted to create one that focuses on the backward planning feature. For more information, please contact me. If you're curious about pricing, you can see the links in the upper right hand corner of the page for this app, and you can also review and download the complete script of this presentation, including hyperlinks in the right margin. As far as price is concerned, let me just say that it pencils. I encourage you not to worry about it. Just give it a go and watch it work for you. I'm sure you won't look back. Thanks for your time and attention. Bye for now.